Thanks, Mark and Tim. And good morning, everyone. The good news is I'm the last presentation before the break. I'm Seb Bock, and I lead Barrick's AME region. With operations stretching across Africa and the Middle East, I've learned two things over the years. One, in mining terms, my team and I have the privilege to manage some of the world's top assets and most exciting projects. And two, in real-world terms, I spend a lot of time on planes and occasionally explaining to my kids why I think rocks are so fascinating. Since assuming my role a few years ago, we have worked diligently to shape AME into a true reflection of Barrick's mission and DNA, a region that combines all aspects of our business strengths. With 7 operating mines and a balanced portfolio of copper and gold, the AME region holds some of Barrick's most significant assets. Among our Tier 1 gold operations, Kubali stands out as Africa's largest and most automated gold mine, while Loulo-Gounkoto, the second largest, is a significant contributor to Barrick's bottom line. Following the acquisition of the minority interest in Acacia, we further strengthened our position by assuming operatorship and integrating the production of North Mara and Bulyanhulu into the portfolio. Together, these operations now have a combined 10-year production profile, which is a Tier 1 equivalent at above 500,000 ounces per annum. Additionally, of course, we're advancing Lumwana, which is currently Barrick's largest copper producer, towards Tier 1 status. Our operational focus is clear. We drive optimal ore body extraction and efficiencies, which delivers better margins and ultimately delivers long-term value to all our stakeholders. Safety is a core value that's embedded in every aspect of our operations, and one we must continuously uphold. Our journey to zero, as Grant would have pointed out, is our commitment to achieving zero incidents. This commitment has been brought into sharp focus by the fatalities we've experienced in recent years. Even as we've improved our total and our lost time injury frequency rates, we recognize that each incident underscores why we need to continuously reinforce a culture of responsibility and professional standards at every level of our teams. Our Journey to Zero initiative is not merely a goal, it's a shared responsibility that runs through every level of our workforce. As part of this journey, we continue to implement targeted strategies, from our fatal risk standards rollout to a continued focus on upholding standards across all operations, including our contractors. When you look at the landscape of global gold mining companies, AME stands out as a significant standalone business, and it ranks 3rd largest globally in terms of gold equivalent ounces managed. It's not only the biggest miner in Africa, it's Barrick's largest contributor by gold equivalent and revenue. The AME workforce of over 30,000 people is the largest in Barrick. It's more than half of its entire workforce. But it's also a very cost-effective workforce because of where we operate and our commitment to employ in-country nationals. Over the last 5 years, as you can see on the graph, we've delivered on our gold production guidance, and we will do so again in 2024. Excluding the impact of royalties, we've met our AC guidance for 4 of the past 5 years, with 2022 being the only exception, which all of you will recall was a year of peak inflation and increased costs. We remain Barrick's highest margin business, driven by our consistent low cost profile. We've refreshed our leadership over the last few years, emphasizing a good balance between experience and younger talent. Notably, the AME executive level, we now have 50% of our team under 40. They bring fresh ideas, energy, and music preferences that makes me question my Spotify playlist sometimes. Beyond the AME executive team, we've invested in developing a very deep and robust succession pipeline. Today, we are confident that there's a qualified and a capable individual ready to seamlessly step into any leadership position as needed. Partnership is another critical pillar of our success. There are no safe jurisdictions anymore. Navigating today's global and geopolitical complexities requires genuine partnerships across all levels, whether it's with local communities, our workforce, business partners, or governments. In the past 2 years, we've really focused getting back to basics. It starts, of course, with operational delivery. It also needs a real focus on cost efficiencies and margins. We've extended our 10-year production profile, consistently replaced our production, and ensured that our growth of our 15-year plus pipeline is intact for years to come. These metal additions have also consistently driven increases in the net present values of our operations. Our work in Tanzania continues to transform lives, and we've expanded this with additional funding for education and infrastructure projects. The Lumwana expansion isn't just about mining. It's about building a legacy. In addition to the direct investment into the expansion, we are developing a new town for our workforce. There's an airstrip and an industrial supply park. This industrial supply park will enable local and global suppliers to establish themselves in the area, which creates an economic engine that will fuel growth and development in the wider region. At the same time, our renewable energy initiatives continued with the Loulo solar plant expansion and battery energy storage system. We've now performed all the optimization work to maximize its output, and we've now reduced fuel costs and energy costs effectively to an all-time low. Our contributions to host countries are central to our mission, and we're proud that AME has contributed over $4 billion to our host economies over the last 2 years. Of course, we're not just focused on what we've achieved. We're constantly looking forward to where we are heading next. Our immediate priority is to continue delivering on our commitments and to advance the various projects currently underway in the region. But longer term, we aim to grow our portfolio to a plus 3 million ounce attributable gold equivalent profile by the end of this decade, and we have the inherent optionality to do this. Our ongoing brownfield exploration in our Tier 1 assets has positioned us well to replenish and grow our reserves. This supports our goal of steady organic growth, complemented by select M&A opportunities to align with our strategic objectives. Key near-term targets for expanding our sustainability initiatives include completing Kubali's solar plant and battery system, and then achieving the Jabal grid connection by 2025. As you can see on this graph, our success in growing our reserves while delivering significant production is highlighted by both Kubali and the Loulo complex, and it relies on a solid pipeline. The ability to operate efficiently is what drives value, and our plans have a reliable mix of open pit and underground ounces, supporting a flexible mining profile and the ability to deliver. We also continue to invest in our tailings storage facilities to cater for further potential life of mine extensions and to maintain them within Barrick and internationally accepted standards. Navigating the challenges of an inflationary market, we have remained focused and proactive in minimizing the impact on our costs. Inflation has had a substantial impact on consumables and spares as suppliers have adjusted their pricing in line with market trends. We have actively countered this by focusing on cost efficiencies, establishing agreements with supply chain partners to retain our flexibility as the cost pressures subside, and then we've leveraged our global partnerships to keep costs under control. We've made targeted energy investments, as I've pointed to reduce our exposure to fuel and energy price fluctuations in recent years, as power costs have continued to rise, driven by pricing and power supply challenges, such as in Zambia. We will continue our management of this by introducing solar, optimizing maintenance and our self-generating power sites, and enhancing infrastructure to stabilize our power supply. AME, as you can see, benefits from a cost-efficient labor base, as I pointed to earlier, with a relatively limited pressure on our labour costs to date. While the higher gold price has improved margins, it has also led to an increase in revenue-based royalty taxes, which is a positive challenge reflected in this graph. Looking at our 5-year production profile for gold, it provides us with a solid Tier 1 asset base, except for Tongon, where the profile starts to reduce towards the latter years. Although we've continued extending Tongon's life, it has become increasingly non-core to Barrick, and therefore we are currently looking at strategic options for this asset. Excluding Tongon will result in a consistent production profile for the region beyond the next 10 years. But even more importantly, it will increase the quality of the portfolio, and it will reduce the cost profile by more than $50 per ounce. I will now briefly run through 5 of our key operations. Kubali stands out as a testament to what can be achieved with a world-class team and a world-class asset, even in what many perceive as a highly complex environment. It maintains a plus 700,000 ounce profile over the next 5 years and beyond, and it remains a high margin operation as a result of its low power costs and its high quality ore body. We've also shown that automation increases efficiency, it improves the quality of the jobs, and we manage this with the 96% Congolese workforce. Loulo-Gounkoto has continued its consistent performance, and it will deliver comfortably within guidance this year. This is even more impressive as this operation is led by a 100% Malian management team. Gounkoto, which is our 3rd underground at the complex, has been in operation since 2023, and it's delivering higher grade ore into the plant. We continue to successfully replace our mined ounces, and our refreshed view of the license has exposed further opportunities to come. As you would have seen in the press, the situation in Mali remains dynamic, with the dissolution of the government recently and the appointment of a new prime minister. We continue to engage with the intent to settle outstanding differences and to establish the principles that would guide Barrick's partnership with the government in future, including an increase in the state's share of economic benefits generated by the Loulo-Gounkoto complex. Tanzania showcases the benefit of a true partnership with your host country. North Mara continues to excel, recently delivering a record-breaking production quarter, driven by the strong performance of the Kokona underground operation and the exceptional efforts of a team that has grown immensely, establishing itself as one of our top-performing operating teams. Now that we've stabilized the operation in Bulyanhulu, we have commenced studies to equip a new ventilation shaft, as Simon will talk about, and increase the hoisting capacity at the mine. We look forward to the outcome of this over the next year. Barrick's post-merger focus on developing a clear understanding of the geological structures underlying its assets has unlocked enormous potential across the group, as my colleagues have shown already. The Lumwana expansion project, of which Barrick owns 100%, is just another example of this, and we're all truly excited by the transformation this project will not only bring to Lumwana and Zambia, but also to Barrick as a whole. By leveraging our existing ore body knowledge and debottlenecking the existing operational infrastructure, we will capitalize on some strong copper fundamentals. With its significant resource but low-grade profile, Lumwana really shines when you apply economies of scale to unlock its true value and potential. For nearly a decade, Lumwana showed poor production performance and efficiencies, with rising costs causing record losses and ultimately impairments. The mine was left financially unsustainable following years of high-grade mining and lack of reinvestment. Since Barrick refocused its strategy in 2019 after the Barrick-Randgold merger, the once struggling Lumwana mine has been restructured and re-engineered into a significant contributor to Barrick's expanding copper portfolio. One of the key drivers for this super pit expansion is delivering on the mining ramp-up. We're going to average over 300 million tons per annum by the end of this decade. We've already demonstrated that through our targeted selection and simulated training program, our top 10 Zambian national excavator operators have been able to consistently deliver above the 3,200 tons per operating hour that we've assumed in our feasibility plans. This is not only important to deliver the values, but in turn, it delivers a reduction in our overall mining unit rates and opportunities, of course, on the upside. As Graham will show you later, our 5-year plan for copper reflects the capital investment we'll be making at Lumwana over the next 3 years and the resulting production uplift in 2028. This is underpinned by a steady business plan at Jabal Sayed, where we are focusing on the development and expansion of the underground mining infrastructure for the Lode 1 Deeps expansion. The Barrick Academy represents the culmination of years of executive effort and dedicated focus on developing our frontline management. You must recognize the tremendous opportunity it provides to directly shape your frontline managers and the critical decisions they make on the ground, because these decisions ultimately drive the daily outcomes and the success of your business. The Foundations program is a customized curriculum which the AME executive has developed over the past 2 years to ensure we deliver something that is fit for purpose. We will train more than 2,600 frontline managers in AME alone by the end of 2025, and the Academy is now being expanded globally into the rest of Barrick over the course of the year. This is another example, as Grant has pointed out, of how closing our mines is just as important to us as building and operating them. Our Buzwagi mine was a significant economic powerhouse in the region for nearly 15 years before pouring its last gold in 2021. We have now transformed it into an alternative, productive asset that will continue to benefit the community and the region for decades to come. Good leaders may consider decisions, carefully weighing options and planning their course. Great leaders, however, go a step further. They may consider decisions with agility, adapting swiftly to challenges and opportunities while staying focused on their objectives. It's this combination of thoughtfulness and flexibility that drives exceptional outcomes. Driving decision-making in our business has required shifting away from relying on the rearview mirror to ensuring accurate, real-time information is at our fingertips. A key step in this transformation was firstly to overhaul our transactional systems, such as SAP. However, the real breakthrough came in improving our business intelligence and standardizing information across the organization. Today, our global executives receive daily reports that outline all the key parameters and performance metrics across the business. With the recent implementation of One Mine, we have taken this one step further, gaining access to real-time data from any of our operational systems. This enables us to adjust course when plans deviate and address critical issues with speed and agility. Of course, Mark receives the same reports every day, and when we digress, believe me, I get a phone call, proving once again that bad news does travel faster than good news. As Joe and Simon will demonstrate, we have world-class operations because we are in a world-class destination. This is the reason why AME is a critical growth engine for Barrick. We continue to build and optimize our exploration portfolio focused on these districts and new frontiers. There are also some exciting greenfield opportunities in Zambia and the DRC, which we will announce over the coming months. As I conclude, the numbers on this slide represent more than growth. It's a culmination of thousands of decisions, countless hours of effort, and an unrelenting commitment to a vision of growth, sustainability, and excellence. Our business, as I've shown you, is a lot more than a collection of mines. It's a dynamic ecosystem of people, innovation, and partnership driving us forward. Every ounce of gold and every ton of copper and every project we undertake, from expanding Lumwana to advancing our energy projects, reflects the commitment to deliver sustained value to our stakeholders. It's not just about getting bigger, it's about getting better, continually improving margins and driving sustainable growth. There's an old saying, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It's our responsibility to seize those opportunities and to deliver on them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, and we will now take a short break and return at 11 o'clock. Thank you.